Hi guys.
Hi everybody. Guess what? The BoomLooms are here. So I promised you guys we would do an unboxing video and a tryout video. So you will be seeing Abigail and I open and actually attempt to use the BoomLoom for the first time. So here we go. So if you're watching this on Instagram, of course, the Instagram will cut off the video. So you can always hit our YouTube channel and watch the full video on there. Of course, we will upload it there so that you can see the whole thing and not just have this little snippet of us talking for 2 seconds. All right, here we go.
Alright, so it starts off with a piece of paper that... So there's one mini and then there are a few medium.
Yeah, so we, as you guys know, we ordered 2 sizes of loom. So we have the medium loom and the mini loom. And I'm just gonna start opening. Now, these were in like a really big box. So we opened that first because it was difficult to open and would have been very hard to show you on the thing. So we're opening this part that has the looms and kits in them.
Isn't it weird that I like cutting stuff?
I don't know.
I like the blue drawstrings.
Yeah. So the looms and the kits come in these cute little bags. So it has the BoomLoom logo on it. Nah. And drawstrings. Very handy dandy. They also come with a box. Now this box is not together right now. Right now it's flat. But for gifting purposes, shipping purposes, it comes with the box so that it arrives to you safe and sound, and it's great and fun for opening up presents. All right, so I think this must be the mini one that feels like. Okay, so we're going to show you both sizes, but we're going to try out the medium size loom.
These are cute instructions.
So this one is...
I didn't know it was going to be metal. Yeah.
This one is the mini loom.
And this one is the medium.
So yeah, so let's put those together so you can see the difference in sizes. So again, this is the medium loom, this is the mini loom, and you can see how big they are. We can use my adult hand for comparison, and Abby's child-sized hand.
It kind of looks like a dog brush.
Dog brush? Oh my goodness, don't be silly. So these are metal, as you can hear, and then the heddle bar is made out of wood. You can see that they have the BoomLoom logo here. And this is your heddle bar that rotates. And so I'm going to tuck this back in here. We'll go over the contents of the beginner's kit. What do we have?
Ooh.
So,
Not just this. This looks like a ginormous needle.
This is a ginormous needle. So in the starter kit for the looms, you get this lovely woolly yarn.
It feels really good.
It comes in the 3 colors here that you see. So we have this blue, this kind of like silvery color, and the purple color. And you get these 2 needles here for helping to weave in your yarns, and this giant wooden needle here as well for going through.
It also comes with this. If I'm correct, this is a weaving comb.
It's a beater comb, so that as you weave in your yarns, you can push down your yarns to make them all come together so they're not all spread out apart.
It is nice, so you won't get splinters. Not sharp at all.
We can show you that. It's a very nice wooden comb.
I like the color.
Very smooth, pretty color. And you also get this lovely instruction sheet, which has diagrams on how to do your first beginner weaving. So this comes with your starter kit if you decide to order one.
Alright.
So we are going to try to do this.
I've kind of done weaving before, but it was with cardboard, so I'm not sure that counts.
Yes, apparently Abby is an old pro, and I am just a fresh newbie. So bear with us. Obviously, we're not just going to jump right in because we don't know what we're doing, and we have to read it first.
Alright, it starts off with a picture.
Stringing your loom and a few other useful things. Start here. We're going to wind yarn around slot to secure. Then thread loom, secure in slot to finish. Okay, so first we have to... is there something else in there? Probably it should be. Yep. So this is the yarn that we're going to use to warp our loom. So this is a strong cotton thread that we're going to use to warp our loom with. And then we're going to fill in and do the actual weaving with the woolly goodness here. And of course, since I seem to be in a location that has wool, if I decide I want to add more, I can. Different colors, different yarns, different thicknesses, whatever. All right, so we're going to take this off and thread loom secure in slot to finish. Knot your thread on your needle keeps it from pulling out. Okay.
I'm completely confused. So are you supposed to like tie it around there or something?
Yes. So we're gonna follow this diagram here. So we have to start here and we have to wind and warp the loom going up and down, back and forth, and then tie it on the end over there. So that's the part we're doing first.
Which are we going to use that?
This is the part we use first. Wind yarn around slot to secure. Okay, so we have to wind it around here first.
Okay, that makes sense.
And that comes from the back, looks like it. So we're going to wind this around here. Maybe I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that twice since I'm not entirely sure what I am doing. All right, so then we're going to go over the teeth here and down again. Or does it go that way? Probably goes that way. Okay. Maybe I straighten it out. So I have rotated the heddle bar so that it's kind of straight in the front here. I don't know if you can see that because it was on an angle before. And I want to get this as snug as possible. Not because I know what I'm doing, but I've watched a lot of other people weave and like read what they've said about it because I've been interested in it for so long. So here we go. We're doing things. I kind of wish this video process had a way for me to like talk to you guys while I'm doing this so that you can also talk to me because it feels a little weird just talking.
Would you like me to talk?
Sure, darling, you can talk.
So I'm going to talk about music.
We're supposed to be talking about weaving.
I know, but who doesn't love music and yarn?
Am I doing this right off? I don't know.
Well, she is being confused.
I'm not being... Okay, I am being confused.
Sure.
I am being confused. Okay, but I guess it's a little fun, sort of.
Yeah.
Like, I know what I'm doing with knitting. I don't know what I'm doing with this, but it's almost part of the fun, I think. Oh, thank you. Oh, that's how it does that. Oh, this heddle thing is so cool. I'll have to show you when I'm done actually stringing it. Thread, loom secure. Okay, yeah, I gotta keep. I suppose I should have unwound that some more. But yeah, Abby's gonna talk more so I can concentrate on what I'm doing here, since I don't know what that is right now.
Yeah, so I don't have anything to talk about. So I'm gonna improvise because I talk a lot. These needles are plastic. If you needed to know that.
They're plastic. They are a little bendy, so it helps you kind of get in there and do what you need to do.
And when you're done with your loom and stuff, you can also put it back in here, and when you tighten it, you can use it like as like a little.
So I'm almost done warping it, but I do want to show you guys what I've done so far so we get an idea. So I wrapped it here first. Here, let me go closer. So see right here, this little bit, I started here and wrapped it around so it'd be nice and snug and tight. And then I just came up and around and down and I just keep going back and forth just like that. And this is how you warp the loom according to the instructions.
Having fun though?
Yeah, I think so. A little bit.
Do you need me to pull?
No, I think I'm okay. I'm just trying to get these on there. I only have a few more to go.
Yeah, this requires concentration, so you might not be able to buy it if you have like 1,800 kids. 1,800 kids.
1,800 kids?
Yeah.
Oh my god, why?
Baby fever, of course.
Nobody has that much baby fever.
You don't know that.
No, it's ridiculous.
After the second baby, it's like, why not have another one? And then...
Did I go back up? I think I did, but then I wrapped it around here. Okay.
Almost done. I love this so much. I'm just playing.
Wind yarn round slot to secure, then thread loom, secure another slot to finish. Okay? I did that. And I guess I snipped this little bit now.
I hope so. Alright,
okay.
Now what?
So I have officially warped the loom.
It looks like a guitar.
It looks like a harp or like a lyre, you know? Okay, alright, step 2. Knot your thread on your needle, which keeps it from pulling out. Use 2 colors if you want. Okay.
You should use 2 colors. Wait, do you just like... Oh, so it's like...
It looks like they're using the picture of the big needle for this. To weave, turn the knobs towards the top to create the first shed or space. Pass the needle through the shed. Leave a little hill at the bottom. Then pat the hill down with your fingers or a comb or a fork or a needle. Do this on every row. It will keep your piece straight on the sides. Then turn the knobs back down towards you to create the next shed. Pass the needle back the other way and so on. Okay, so we are going to, what color are we starting with?
Can we do 2 colors? No, 1. We're going to do 1.
Okay, well, which color?
That one. Wait.
Blue? No.
It's a hard decision.
Oh my god, pick one! Okay, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by his toe. If you hollers, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Okay, we're starting with purple.
Okay. Wait, I'm gonna undo it. You've done everything.
Well, go ahead and undo it then.
Okay, I'm the champion.
Okay. You have to be careful.
Maybe I can just you know.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Okay. Go ahead and undo the other ones, but be careful because this is very loosely spun yarn. Go ahead, here. Undo this so that we're ready for when we change colors.
I'm sorry, Mommy.
No, it's fine. So, Abby has just discovered that the wool is very, very loosely spun, as you can see. So we don't want to yank too hard because it pulls apart more. Bonus though, spinners. This is a great way to use your hand spun yarn, or if you want to tighten the spin on this, of course, that you could. This is not your thread on your needle. So I am just going to take this.
I didn't rip this one.
Very good, nice big eye needle for this.
Every time I try to like sew stuff, I have to like wet it and twist it and try to shove it through, and it still doesn't work.
All right, so I'm just going to do that. And
I'm supposed to do both
time. All right. Turn the knobs toward the top to create the first shed. All right. So I'm now going to move the handlebar on purpose. Turn the knob towards the top. Okay, so what that is doing, if you are not a weaving person, if you see here, so right now all of my yarns are just like one straight line. So when I turn that handlebar, it's separating to allow that space to put in my needle.
See, this is much better than cardboard.
Okay, turn the knobs, create the first shed, pass the needle through the shed, and leave a little hill. Okay, so I have to pass the needle through the shed, which is that space created when I move the handlebar. Okay, this is really cool. I'm not entirely sure I threaded this like tightly enough, snug enough. I don't know what the word is.
You're a beginner. It's cool.
So I think the next time I'm going to do this, I'm going to try and do that a little bit better this time.
Yeah, it's like knitting.
Okay, so pass the needle through the shed, leave a little hill at the bottom, then pat down with your fingers. Okay, so I'm going to leave a little hill. Okay, there's my purple hill.
Kind of looks like a rainbow.
And you pat down with your fingers or comb with the needle. And we have this handy dandy little comb, so that's what I'm going to do.
Is that what that's for?
Mm-hmm. So this is what I'm going to do to scoot that down to the bottom there so that I have a nice even straight line. Okay, and I have just discovered that I was supposed to pull the thread through more. So I'm gonna do that for a second.
Alright, I think you should make your little hill now.
Okay, yeah. I'll leave that little tail there.
And don't worry if you accidentally like rip off a piece, you can just use it as a mustache.
Or, of course, us being knitters and crocheters, we know that with wool, you can spit splice it.
I don't know what that means.
It means you literally just wet two ends, and you can do it with spit or water, and you friction them together until they stick back.
Is this spit? Is this?
That is, in fact, how you twist yarn. All right, so I have got that through there again. And now I have to turn the handlebar the other way so I can switch which threads are in front and which ones are in back. So I'm going to do that. I think I have to do that down, she said. Da, 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 da. Yep. So it has now done it the other way so that I can go through. And probably I really shouldn't be doing it this way. This is what I'm doing so that you can see, but I'm going to put it down on the table so I can see. All right. So did I do that right? Nope. Wait. I accidentally went too far. Okay. That way. Through the shed.
Just keep going. Just keep going.
See, and we're already using fancy weaving terms. We're already learning things. Okay, so I'm going to pull that through, and I have to leave a little hill, and then pat it down. So I've left a little hill, and I've got like this like extra space here, because what you don't want to do is pull too tightly, because it makes your warp pull in, so you don't get straight lines. So I'm just going to pat that down with my beater comb. And then if I need to get in that extra slack, I can pull that down, but very gently. Very, very gently. And scooch it back. Maybe a little bit more. I'm trying to remember, just like in beginning knitting, that overly pulling things is not your friend. And I'm fairly certain that I have to not pull too tightly with this. Okay. So I have officially my first 2 rows here. All right. Path heel down with your fingers or calm. Do this on every row. Keep your piece straight on the sides. Then turn the knobs back down towards you to create the next shed. Pass the needle back the other way, and so on. Let's turn to the other side and see what happens. Oh, well, that's to take your piece off your loom. So we're not even ready for that yet. So we're just going to keep going. Making shapes. Shapes are easiest if you build them from the bottom up. Weave all shapes and colors up at the same time. You can also leave a hole and fill it in later. Okay, so this is what she is saying right here. So we've got 2 different colors. And so when you want to do these shapes or different color blocks, you're doing them at the same time so that you build that straight up the loom. All right, interesting things to weave. Oh, so she's like giving suggestions where you can add like plastic or grass or strips of fabric or tinfoil, paper, rags, rope, leaves, feathers, strips of plastic bags, shells, or pieces of plastic bottles cut up. Don't be afraid to push your yarn around. That's pretty cool. And we've got lots of suggestions on how to join colors. All right. What does it say here? If you have a design in mind, sketch it and tape it to your loom under the strings as a guide. That's a good idea, especially since this is a metal loom. Or draw it on the strings with markers. Cool. All right. So we're just going to play now because we have the basic concept down. So I'm going to go rotate my heddle bar again. Yeah, you want to try?
So I put it like here, right?
Let me make sure that's fully up. And you want to start it up here where the shed is more open. Okay. There you go. And pull it all the way through.
I thought you were going to be like sewing up and down.
No. If we didn't have a heddle bar, we would have to do it that way. But we do have a heddle bar, so it's easier. Here is the comb.
I just like comb it down, right? Am I doing this right?
Yep.
I don't want to mess up because it looks like bricks. Like purple bricks.
Make sure to scooch it over so you don't have that little loop at the end. But gently.
Good.
Maybe smidge it. Smidge it more. And now squish it down. Squish, squish, squish. Alright. So you have to rotate the heddle bar again. I am going to bring the camera closer so you guys can see. So bear with me for a second. I'm gonna look up my nose. Okay. All right, so let's get a close-up of what is happening here with this weaving action. Since Abigail is the expert weaver in the family, you can't see her shaking her head. Well, you've woven something at least one more time than I have, so calling you the expert. So you leave that little hill like Abigail just did, and then you use your comb to scoot your yarn down. And then she's going to pick up that extra slack and kind of pull that through and snug in the other side without pulling too tight. And then she's going to rotate the heddle bar again to open the shed and come back through. So again, what the heddle bar is doing is opening up those warping threads. So you'll have some on the top and some on the bottom, and then you rotate your handlebar the other way, and the ones that were on the bottom will now be on the top, and the ones that were on the top will now be on the bottom.
It feels really good.
So I don't know if any of you guys have ever done those, like, do you guys remember those plastic like pothole looms we did as kids with those funky little like different colored stretchy rubber band things? This is similar, but like a little bit more sophisticated.
Is there anything wrong?
Hmm?
Is there anything wrong up there?
Yeah, looks good to me. If you want, you can add another color, or you can like split colors in the middle.
I think we should do like, I'm gonna do one more, and then I think we should change colors and then do the same for the last one.
Okay. You can go ahead and squish this over a little bit because you got a big loop on the end there.
Sorry.
No need to apologize. We are learning here. Like I said, maybe that is part of your vision. I don't know. And guys, you can see how fast this is going. So it doesn't, like, especially with the thicker yarn like this, this is probably like a super bulky weight. With a thicker yarn like this, it doesn't take very long to go through to weave the whole pattern that you're trying to do. Obviously with thinner yarns, it'll take a little bit longer, but you could be done so quick and it's so satisfying, and you can take it off and hang it up, give it to somebody and do a whole nother one. This is great for kids if they need something to do, something to keep them occupied. They can totally have like almost instant gratification.
All right, is there anything that I need to do with these, or?
Well, I think we have to leave our ends out for now and weave those in later. So give yourself a bit of a, well, actually, you can leave it there for now until you come back and if you want to get the other color.
Carefully tie this.
So Abigail is adding the blue to the needle now because she wants to change colors. Don't make the knot too big because it makes it harder to pull through. And I keep dropping one end of the phone and like being a terrible camera person.
It's fine, I do it like all the time. Alright, I'm supposed to remove this now, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
So you have to rotate the handlebar again to change the shed. And come back through. And guys, again, there are so many different weaving techniques out there for getting different patterns and different looks and changing colors and so many different things. Like this is just basic like weaving 101. This will get you started and get you going super fast. And you can go through and look up other videos on how to do more complicated techniques. And you can really get yourself going. And Abby and I will, of course, be playing with this because I think I might have been bitten by the weaving bug. And I want to weave all the things because I love yarn and I love color, and this is just yet another way for me to play with yarn and color.
Now, if you want, I can hold the camera so you can try out the blue. I can hold the camera so you can try out the blue.
Oh, if you would like.
Alright.
You probably have to stand up though. Okay. All right, so Abigail has given me the reins so that I can try to weave. That is just the sound of Abigail's metal chair against the floor, by the way. All right, so I'm gonna leave my little hill as per the instructions. And I use my comb to pat everything down. And then I'm going to just kind of pull this extra bit on the side because I don't want to leave that big loop there. But not too tightly because otherwise I will pull my ends in, pull my sides in, and I don't want to do that. So I'm just gonna snug it a little bit more.
Oh, Mommy, someone's knocking at the door.
Okay, we had to pause the video for a second. We had a customer come to the door. So we are back, and I am attempting to do a couple more rows of weaving here. All right. I'm going to go across one more time, and then I think I'm going to attempt to see how you change colors in the middle of the row. Okay, so I'm going to go through my shed, come back the other way, pull this through, I leave my little hill, and scoochy, scoochy, scoochy. By the way, I don't know if you can hear that sound, but it's kind of nice. All right, and I'm gonna pull up that slack there just a little bit. All right, I'm gonna rotate that handlebar, and now I'm going to see if I can change colors in the middle. Making shapes. Shapes are easier. Yeah, I'm gonna do that loopy thing that they're doing. And by loopy thing, who's that?
Go.
All right, sorry guys, we had one more knocking at the door. So this is gonna be our last bit of the video. I'm just trying to change colors. So in this diagram, they have a couple different ways to try and change colors. I wanna do like this little loopy one here, where you link them like this. And I can't even remember, did I rotate the handlebar? I don't know if I did or didn't. Okay.
I don't know.
If I did, yeah, I did. Okay.
Make sure that it's on right.
Okay. So I'm gonna go about halfway through, and okay, I'm gonna go here. And am I going? I don't know. I don't know if I'm doing this.
I think that's how you do it.
Because I have to loop it the other way. Okay. Okay. Yes. I'm figuring this out as we go.
Woohoo.
Okay. This way. And then I'm going to undo the knot so I can get the other color on. This is another time when you can just use one of the other needles. When you want to add a second color in, but I'm just going to undo this one for now. And then I'm going to add in this silvery color.
It's like a silvery blue color, and I think it's pretty.
And then I'm going to come through the shed so I can meet where my blue yarn is. Pull it through.
Sorry about that, guys.
And I'm going to loop it back like so.
That looks all fancy and stuff.
Well, we'll see, I guess. I'm going to loop it through, and now I don't know what to do. I think I have to stop and do the other shed again. Okay, so let me start with this. I'm going to scoot these down. I'm going to snug up my blue end, and scoot. And then my silver end is fine. So I've changed colors, and now I'm going to rotate my handlebar and come back the other way. And okay, looks like I'm changing here. So I'm going to come through this way. And leave a little hill. And scooch, scooch, scooch. But I have to... Did I do that right? No.
I think so.
No, because I shouldn't have this thing. Okay, so if you wanted to do this, this is a cool way to like add little loopy things and like hang stuff from it. But that is not what I wanted to do. I was supposed to come back and weave the other way, and I did not do that because I am new at this, and that's okay. It is okay to make mistakes. So what I wanted to do was come back this way. Ah, yes, yes, I did it. Okay, this is what I was trying to do. And leave my little hill and scooch, scooch, scoocha. And I'm going to snug it up a bit. And now I need to do the other end. Okay. And come back through. And leave a hill. Scooch, scooch, scoocha. Gently tug. Aha! Okay, I did it. I changed color in the middle of the row. Look, I'm almost a weaving genius.
But like I said, this feels like amazing. It's like if bricks were made out of yarn.
So we are like almost halfway done. It is super quick to do this. This is super fun. And just imagine what you can do with all of the colors of yarn there are, all the speckles and gradients and mini skeins, and so much fun. All of your leftover scraps, all those little bits and bobs you kind of have at the end of projects. Like, this is a wonderful way to use them and make art, and even just to plan colors. Like, if you're like, okay, if I put these 5 colors together, will it look great for this shawl or this sweater? This is a good way to figure that out. Look at that. Isn't this cute? All right, guys, I'm gonna pop us back over here. Okay, you're gonna see the ceiling for a minute and maybe up my nose.
Yeah, you could like shove scraps in there. Well, maybe not shove.
So,
But yeah, like stuff like this.
Yarn,
and it'll look beautiful.
spinning fiber, embroidery floss. This is like, the sky's the limit. Use your imagination, and like, the learning curve is low. We do not have a steep learning curve here. This is super fun. These are very beautiful. Look at that. Look at this. So cute. So great for you. Great for a gift. Great for everybody. You can have a whole weaving party with friends and family. Work through those long winter months, just kind of cozying up by the fire or the heater or the space heater, the candle, whatever. But yeah, there you go. And what was in the video? You do the thing, and what was it? It's like boom, you're weaving. I may not have remembered that correctly, but there you go. You get the concept. Okay. I hope you guys have a lovely weekend. If you get these, they are going out in the mail. If you order these, they're going out in the mail. If you order them from pickup, you could, of course, come on in and grab yours. And if you order the starter kit, this perfect, you can see what you can do with it. You have enough yarn and materials to make one weaving with the starter kit. But otherwise, there you go. What do you say, Abby? What do you think?
I think it's very amazing, and I know it will be amazing once it's completely done.
Okay. All right, guys. Love ya.
Bye.